now ask that good friend of mine and tremendous drummer and educator and performer come out and give you a little more entertainment in the modern drum side of things. Bobby Rondinelli.
Good job.
Oh, it's a lot warmer in here than it is out there. How's everybody doing? Let's hear it for Bill Ludwig again. Come on. Thank you, you're very kind.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just starting to warm up. It's very cold out there. Whew. So, I'm very proud to be here for the Ludwig 100th anniversary. A very special thing for me. I've had a love affair with Ludwig drums ever since I was a little kid. I'm going to have a different kind of workshop tonight. I'm not going to talk so much about myself, which musicians love to do. Me too. But tonight I want to talk about why I got involved with Ludwig. When I was a kid, all the bands that I loved and the drummers that I dug all seemed to be playing Ludwig drums. You know, bands like Cream and Led Zeppelin and Humble Pie and Deep Purple and Early Rainbow and Jimi Hendrix, Grand Funk Railroad, all used Ludwig drums. So it was a sound that I really, it just got in my brain. I couldn't get it out. You know, I had to have a Ludwig kit. You know, it's like, these are my heroes. I want Ludwig drums. But the important thing is that I helped develop my own style by listening to these guys and taking stuff from them, which I think we all do. I think it's, you know, the way you grow is you hear somebody, you try to learn it, and then eventually maybe you make it your own. So that's what I did quite a lot. You know, I was always a student of the drums. I always wanted to learn, and I would listen and listen and listen and try to learn these chops and licks. So today I want to talk about some of the things that I got from some of these guys that I grew up loving. The first guy that I took a lot from was a guy named Ginger Baker. Are we familiar with him? Well, Ginger from Cream was a very big influence on me. But when I met him, he hit me. He actually hit me with a drumstick. He was doing a drum workshop in my hometown, and I went to the store. I was in Black Sabbath at the time, so they introduced me to him. I said, Ginger, this is Bobby Rondinelli, plays with Black Sabbath. And I go, hi, Ginger, I always loved the way you played, and you're a big influence on me. He goes, oh, great, you know. And we all go to the place where they're having the workshop, and everyone bringing drums in. So I go to pick up a tom off the floor, and I go to put it on the stand. And from behind me, boom, I get hit in the shoulder. Hey, I gotta tune the thing first, man. But he cursed. He even made it worse. And he hit me, and everybody in the store just, because I just stood there. I didn't even turn around because I wanted to, you know, I said, it's not good to punch one of your heroes on the day you meet him. So I took a deep breath, I put the drum down, and I went outside for a while and chilled out. But all in all, he played great that night, even though he beat me up a little. But I got a lot from him. I think one of the most important things I got from him is the way he used double bass. A lot of guys before Ginger, to me, when they played double bass, even great guys like Belson, when he played double bass, it was in all the time, most of the time. What I mean by in is a... constant double bass, which sounds real cool. But with Ginger, or at least what I got from Ginger, is that he approached it more like a hi-hat. And in and out with the right. Thank you. So from an early age, you know, his playing inspired me and made me realize that double bass doesn't always have to be hitting you over the head. You know, it doesn't always have to be in. I think if it's in and out, it becomes even more musical. And like now I use it quite a lot in spurts. You know, like if I'm... I think it's much more musical when it's not always in all the time, boom, 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 you know, like 1,000 miles an hour. Also, I'd like to encourage questions. And the first person that asks the question will get a beautiful Ludwig t-shirt. It could be a question about drumming, tuning, anything you want.
How do you exercise?
What's that?
How do you exercise the double bass?
How do I exercise the double bass? Good questions. What is that? What size, right? The way I work on double bass now or when I was young, or both?
When you were young.
When I was young, I really worried about stamina and just so I would do things like I would watch a TV show or something, and I would sit there on the floor, you know, and just try to keep my feet going for the whole show, you know, even if by the end of I really wouldn't worry about, I would just worry about, see? So I would, in the beginning, I would just really worry about being able to go booga, 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 booga. You know, then once you get it, then you want to be able to take it in and out, and in and out. And now I practice a lot, you know, on the kit, and also in my bedroom I have a double pedal with a practice pad for the bass drum and a practice pad for the snare. You know, it makes my wife crazy. Crazy. I'm always, and she's like, aren't you good enough yet? You know, I go, no, I want to get better, you know, I want to keep practicing, you know. I think that's important, you know, to love the instrument and to realize you never really have to stop growing. You know, if you get older and maybe you can't play as fast as you did when you were younger, you learn other things, you know, dynamics, better time, you know, more creative, you know, but you don't ever really have to stop getting better.